Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about The Walking Dead, and we're here to talk specifically about Michonne. It's been a while since we've talked about Michonne, and I want to talk about her in the future of The Walking Dead. A lot of this has to do with some recent news that we got that Danai Gurira, who plays Michonne, she is going to be starring in a new show on Disney Plus, and I want to talk about what that could mean for her character. And again, it's been a while since we've talked about her character, so I thought it would be a good idea to do a bit of a recap and then talk about if and when we're going to see Michonne. So, and then also talk a little bit about some interviews and some things that Gimple had said in the past about Michonne, and some things that I've not really talked about too much. Because yeah, it's been a while since we've talked about Michonne, so I'm excited about this. You guys in the comments down below, be sure to let me know what do you think about this stuff throughout the video. Obviously, general spoiler warning in case you are not caught up with the show, and then also if you are a fan of The Walking Dead, be sure to hit the subscribe button for more content like this. But yeah, let's get into the video. Also, just a bit of a side note, this has to do with Fear the Walking Dead season 6. There's only 2 more episodes left this season, so I'm going to be doing a Q&A this week. If you have any questions, feel free to go in the community section of my channel and leave any Fear the Walking Dead related questions over there, and I'll be answering them in a video coming out this week pretty soon. Alright, so the thing about this show that I was talking about is there's going to be like a Black Panther spin-off on Disney Plus, like a TV series. And a bunch of reports came out saying that she was going to be in it. I'm not sure if the show is going to be revolving specifically around her character, but everyone was, she was in the headline, so I'm assuming, she is going to be, a pretty big part of it. I mean, she was in the first Black Panther, she's gonna probably be in the second Black Panther. But the thing about movies in The Walking Dead is, like, whenever an actor on the show does a movie, they can fit that around the schedule. It's always when there's a TV show when it becomes a bit complicated, like we saw with Lauren Cohan. When she had to go do a TV show, she couldn't be on the show for a couple of years. Now, Michonne has already left the show, which isn't a problem, but I want to talk about what this could mean for the future and if we're going to see her, given that next season is the last. So again, the reports about the TV show, they were all over the internet. This came out a couple days ago. I'm reading the article off of comicbook.com, but I think maybe the Hollywood Reporter reported it first. But if you go type in like Danai Gurira Disney Plus series or something like that on Google, you're gonna get like hundreds of articles. But the point is, it does look like she is going to be in a Disney Plus series. All right, so a bit of a recap. The last time we saw Michonne was season 10, which was only like this past season. I think it was even like episode 12 or 13 or something like that. But because of the delays, it just feels like it's been so much longer. I mean, I think it's technically been a year since season 10B. But anyways, yeah, so the last time we saw her was in the second half of season 10, where she left with Virgil. And Virgil is returning, which I'm very, very interested in seeing how this is going to play out. We saw him in episode 16, I believe it was, where he found Connie. And I'm still waiting to see what this is going to lead to, because Virgil was there with Michonne. Michonne found Rick's boots in like the little drawing of Judith and Michonne. So because of that, I feel like he may tell the group that, and that's gonna be a pretty big find. Like a lot of people might question, like, okay, maybe Rick is alive, but that's a whole different conversation. Let's go back to Michonne. So Michonne left. Now, when she left, we kind of assumed, or at least I assumed, that we're going to see her sometime in the future. Now, the thing about this new show, again, TV shows take a long time to film, much longer than just one movie. Because especially, given it's Disney Plus, it's probably going to have a huge budget. These are pretty big TV shows and pretty big, productions. So it's going to take some time, for this to, be completed and everything like that. So because of that, it kind of opens up the question, like, when are we going to see her return, or not? Or I guess the better question is, like, are we going to see her return in season 11? Given the fact that they're already filming season 11, I don't think we'll see her in season 11, but I still think we're going to see her sometime in the future. And when she left, I kind of assumed that we're going to see her in the movies or something like that, and I still think that could happen. So with this new show, I feel like if they did have it planned for her to return in the finale, which I think would have been pretty cool, or like in the final season, imagine her coming back like Maggie did. If they had something like that planned, again, this depends on the filming, and if they really want to, I'm sure they can squeeze in something towards the end. But I still think Michonne could return in the future. Now, the movies haven't started filming yet, which is where this kind of gets a little tricky, because they said that the movies are planned, the Rick Grimes movies are planned to start filming in spring or summer. So, I'm assuming, pretty soon, the next couple months or so. Again, I don't know exactly when this show is going to start filming, but that's when things can get a little bit tricky. Now, it's only tricky if they were planning for her to return in the first movie. What do you guys think about that? When do you think Michonne could return? I kind of think she's going to return in the second movie, which hopefully the TV show, I mean, I don't really know how the Disney Plus TV shows work, if they're going to have multiple seasons or what, or anything like that. So we'll see if it affects, if she's going to be on there for a long time, or and even if she is going to be on there for a long time, she could still be in the movie. And that kind of depends on her role in the movie, if they had something planned for her, which is the next thing I'm going to talk about in terms of Gimple, because I do think they had something planned for her. And they still probably do have something planned for her. But going back to those movies, I always thought that the first movie is going to focus on Rick Grimes. Like, it's going to pick up immediately where episode 5 of season 9 ended. I think that was the last episode. Yeah. Where his final episode ended. I think it's going to pick up, roughly around that same time. And we're going to see things from the perspective of Rick, figuring out what happened to him, going to the CRM, everything like that. And then I thought the second movie or the third movie or something like that, would focus on Michonne, because we still really don't know what that big group is at the end there. But I can only assume it has something to do with the CRM, given that she's leaving. And kind of in the same fashion as Rick, I feel like it has something to do with the CRM. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below about her return. When do you think she's going to return? How? Where? Do you think it's going to be the final season or one of the movies? Let me know in the comments down below. But because of this news about the TV show, and I started thinking about Michonne, I kind of went back and looked at some old interviews with Gimple and The Walking Dead. Back when, her exit was something they were talking a lot about. But, yeah, it does seem like they had something planned for her to return, because I still remember, well, first of all, given the fact that she survived, I mean, yeah, that kind of tells us right there that, and she went somewhere with a group, it's not like an I mean, I guess it is open-ended, but, she went somewhere with a group. There's obviously a story there to be told. So because of that, we already kind of assumed. But while I was looking at some older interviews, I ran across this interview with Collider that Gimple had, where he pretty much said that, we're going to see Michonne, in the future. And this is, let me go ahead and read the exact question. It said, do you feel we could see Michonne pop up again in the movies or on a spin-off series of her own? And Gimple said, absolutely. You'll be seeing Michonne. Yeah, we're going to be telling stories with Michonne again. The end of her on the series, but it was in many ways the start of the story. So that's just one example, like they've talked about it in the past as well. And this interview was from like October of 2020. So that was like after, that was like months after Michonne's final episode. So like back, when Michonne actually left, they were also teasing something for her future. But the point is that it does seem like they have something planned for Michonne. I feel like it's going to be in the movies. Obviously, Gimple doesn't say anything. He just says we'll be telling stories of Michonne, which is a bit, cryptic, because yeah, it could be a number of things. Like they also have Tales of the Walking Dead coming. Like she could be in that. Like actually, if you think about it, Tales of the Walking Dead would be like perfect if they want to tell like a Michonne story in there. But that's only if it's like, I don't know how it's going to work, if it's going to be like one episode per character or what. But Tales of the Walking Dead is something they could do. They could also do like a Michonne spin-off, which I don't think they would do that just because now she's on a different show. I think it's going to be the movies. I think that's what works best. And this just goes back to that, Walking Dead story as a whole. Like, it just wouldn't feel right if Michonne and Rick don't reunite in the future, right? Like, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Like, I want to see that happen. Like, if, in order for the story to feel complete for me, like, I know that's like a big thing to ask because, like, you know, maybe they can't do it. Maybe it's just not possible due to scheduling or whatever. So I'm not gonna get upset if it doesn't happen. But I just feel like this, for in order for the story to be complete, seeing Rick and Michonne reunite is something that should happen. And I still think it could happen, especially given that they're planning multiple movies. So my guess is probably like that second movie, maybe third movie. I mean, yeah, it could probably be the third movie too, because that would be one heck of a way to end the movies, you know, reuniting with Michonne. So it could happen like that. I don't think, maybe there could be like a tease in the first movie. I just think the first movie is going to focus more on Rick. But this is where I'm interested in hearing your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. What do you guys think about this? When do you think we're gonna see Michonne? You know, do you think we should see Michonne? And if you do, you know, like in the movies, TV show, spinoff, you know, what format? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below about Michonne. So yeah, I wanted to talk about Michonne for a bit because it's been a while since we've talked about her character. And given the news, the recent news that she is going to be on the Wakanda Disney Plus TV show, I thought it would be a pretty good idea to talk about her and, you know, give a bit of a recap. So you guys let me know in the comments down below, what do you think is going to happen to Michonne? Because, you know, she's up there with Rick. I know we talk a lot about Rick, but, you know, her story is also, you know, open, you know, like what's going to happen with her. So I'm very, very interested in hearing what you guys have to say about it. As far as this video goes, I am going to wrap it up there, so hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating, and for more Walking Dead videos like this, be sure to subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, please take care, and I'll see you guys soon.